Hello and welcome to MP Strong 365. This is day 16, and we've got a special edition for you today because I'm on travel in a luxurious home gym with a very space-saving piece of cardio equipment. This is an erg, otherwise known as a rowing machine. This is a Peloton brand. No, Peloton is not paying me to promote their brand. This happens to be available to me and now to us to discuss rowing. You'll see people at the gym getting on the rowing machine for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe even half an hour. I can't conceive of half an hour. Well, unless I was either being paid a lot of money or had a bet or something to row for half an hour because rowing is hard. And I tend to not do like doing cardio sitting down because my butt is hard enough to access as it is. Moreover, I spent many years in this position as a swimmer. And so sitting down, bicycling, and rowing are sometimes really challenging for me because the way my hip flexors ended up sort of fossilizing after that many years in the pool. So we are going to talk about how to row properly today and realistically, right? So if you're in a squat position like this, your hip flexors are folded, okay? How many of us can come from a fully seated position? So this is a good place to start. If you get on the row, getting on and off the rowing machine. So if you are on the rowing machine and you want to get off the rowing machine, focus on where you're loading from the rowing machine up to standing, and then sit back down on the seat and pull your belly button into your spine. And just do that a couple of times. So inhale, stand up, and then just exhale and have a seat on the rowing machine. Let's do one more time. This is a great full body warm up. I do often see people make mistakes posturally, present company included, because once you're at it, you're just doing the thing, right? It's harmless as a 2 minute, 5 minute. You'll see this in CrossFit. You'll see this in Orange Theory a lot. Actually, I'm an Orange Theory coach and a CrossFit attendee. And so I've listened and learned and looked at a lot of different rowing over the course of time. And even still, I put myself to a test of doing 10 minutes a day for 30 days or something crazy like that. I actually had to stop. What was it? Maybe it was 20 minutes. I don't know. But my back was really bothering me. And I think that's often a side effect because we just can't really get access to that push through the legs. So what we're going to do about that is we're going to do 5 minutes on the rowing machine and we're going to talk about form and we're going to cut off ranges of motion. So we're going to kind of slice and dice it a little bit and be realistic about the actual range of motion that's going to be beneficial without making you feel like your back is bothering you when you get off the piece of equipment. So the hardest thing about getting onto the rowing machine is grabbing the handle because it's very deep in front of your toes. So take a deep breath, pull your belly button into your spine, reach forward, and then release that handle from this one's like really low too. So now we have a handle, we have a tension. Yours could have a metal chain or it could have a strip. This one has sort of a cloth strip. So the first step is going to be to keep your arms locked and pull your shoulders into their sockets. Okay, just start there. And then we're just going to push with the legs. No motion with the arms whatsoever. So when I push with the legs, I'm simply coming out of a squat and then into the squat. Notice, I do not do that, okay? And I actually imagine that I'm coming from a squatted position, try to drive the heels down and then push out of your squat. Keep your shoulders tucked into their sockets and focus on the legs. If you've ever attended an Orange Theory class, they'll say it's 50% legs, 30% core, 20% arms, and that's how you go. You go legs, core, arms, legs, core, arms, legs, core, arms. And the main part of that is legs, 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 50% legs. So we're going to keep on with 10 more reps just with the legs. Keeping the focus on driving the heels down and the knees stay below the toes as much as you can. And we'll just push through the legs. The other mistake that I make is going to a locked knee. Okay, you lose all power tension there. So resist the urge to come past the point where you feel like you're still holding on to the machine. Put another way, your feet are still firmly planted in the foot pedals. If you notice your foot straps are getting looser and looser as you go along with your row, you're probably letting your feet just yank up away from those foot pedals. We talk a lot about in these videos, is this realistic for my everyday motion, right? Is this something that I would ever do? And on a squat, you're not often trying to like pull your feet up away from the floor because you would fall over. So we want to drive our feet down into the floor, lengthen out through the spine, and keep the shoulders back into their sockets. Great, let's do a couple more like that, and then we'll sort of put it together. If you want to know when you want to exhale, I would say breathe in, hold, just a little sip, like a sip through a straw, brace that hold, and then exhale as you push with the legs. And the whole motion happens on that exhale. And then we breathe in and okay. So now I'm just going to do a couple just with the arms. So just stay settled into your seat. Pull your belly button up and in, and pull your tailbone up as if you were going to just like pop off the seat. Okay, so you want to keep your butt like up on the seat. All right, so now we'll just pull with the arms a couple of times. And the question here becomes, where do I pull my arms, right? So if my legs are fully extended or with my feet still planted into the pedals, you're going to land somewhere between bottom ribs and belly button. That made me burp a little bit. Bottom ribs and belly button. I always want to comment when I burp on these things, it is because your organs are not very far away from your core muscles. And so when you're opening up that core, you might often release air in the stomach. So it is a good thing. Air release, wherever end it's coming from in exercise, is very, very common. And, it's not often like socially like applauded, but it's a natural side effect of exercising because your intestines are right there and your stomach is right there. So it's to be expected. So on your pulls, you're targeting just below the bottom ribs and just above the belly button. Okay. And it'll vary just a little bit. All right, are you ready for your full row? So we'll do 90 seconds, okay? 90 seconds of a row. We'll put it all together. Focus on 50% legs, 30% core, 20% arms, or legs, core, arms, legs, core, arms, okay? Let's get partying. Legs. I'm in the boat. There's water on either sides of me. It's making that shushing sound as I row my boat. I'm pulling those oars on either hand, and imagine that, if we read Boys on the Boat, that the captain of the rowing team, and I don't have a coxswain, yelling at me from the back, but I'm pulling myself through the water, strong back, firm core. Make sure to get that sip of air and then work on driving your heels down. I'm going to reduce my range of motion in the legs a little bit because I'm getting too far bent in the knees, because I want to grab the machine with the base of my heels as much as I can, as soon as I can, to drive those feet down into the pedals as you complete your pull. Good. On some of the machines, you can modify the resistance from 0 to 100. You'll see a flipper on the little circular object at the end of the rowing machine. Others are water ergs. This is an air erg. So this is a low resistance right now, but you can make this a good, solid upper body workout as well. Good. Drag the shoulders back. Good. This can be applied, the same form, the same concept, the same mindset to a squat and row, either on cables or on a resistance band. Squat and push. Good. Let's go 3. Beautiful 2. All right. And take a big deep breath in. Spread your knees apart as you put your handle back in. Release your foot pedals. And now you are ready for another round of cardio, another circuit. You can bake these into a circuit repetition for a heart rate boost, total HIIT, high intensity interval training. And use the piece of equipment at your gym. Get one for your house, stand it up against the wall. It's a great addition. If you have the form properly, it's a fantastic full body exercise. See you tomorrow.